I guess to start it off, Daniel, talk about preseason practice for the kicking game as a whole. How's that coming along?
I think it's going well. A lot of it's just trying to build off of what we, were doing last year, and improving on, things that we can fix. I think just special teams as a unit, we're really working hard. The punters are working hard, and then just, a lot of fall camp is just getting it all together with the team, the live snap, hold, and kick, and just the operation times and stuff. So just really, cleaning things up before that first game.
How much of this time for you is trying to balance being prepared, being ready, and not over kicking and doing too much?
I think that's big, and a lot of that is just, the coaches help us out with that and try and limit our reps. And, when we have 2-a-days, maybe just kick during the scrimmage or something, and then take the other practice, do other things that we can work on, whether it be an onsides or whatever it is, smaller stuff like that. So I think that's, part of me, this is my 4th year now, really. So, I mean, learning, what I can do while still, limiting my reps.
Do you feel any pressure coming into the season to kind of live up to what you did last year?
I think there's definitely, expectations, but I think me personally, I've always been kind of a perfectionist and stuff. So, either way, a missed kick's going to bother me. So, hopefully I'll just be perfect as long as I can.
Sure, every kicker's goal is to win the Groza, but when you're a finalist the year before, it's a truly credible and realistic goal. Do you have that goal of winning it this year?
I definitely do. It's an awesome experience just to be there, and a great honor to be even nominated and stuff. So there's a bunch of different kickers across the country that are going to have great seasons and stuff once again, and guys that had great seasons last year that I happen to be one of the finalists. So we'll just see how things shake out. Sometimes I'll get less kicks in a season than others and stuff. But hopefully, if we get a lot of extra points and stuff, that's fine with me too.
After as great a season as you had last year, it's hard in a way maybe not to get complacent, because it's hard to be much better than you were last year.
Yeah, I think especially coming off my redshirt freshman year, my last kick was the Outback Bowl I missed. So I think that definitely motivated me. But this year it's a different mindset coming in the off season and stuff. So I've had to be smart about that and make sure I'm pushing myself every day. I think I've done a very good job of that. And I think I stay pretty motivated usually.
How were you, kind of where you rank kind of all time with Auburn's like scoring records? Obviously, you said the consecutive field goals made. Are you aware of any of that stuff, or is this like when people bring it up, like, oh, that's kind of cool?
Yeah, I think y'all bring it up a lot sometimes. But it's definitely cool, and I think that's one thing I'll look back and cherish one day. But for right now, I'm just gonna do as well as I can and be the best that I can be.
Coach Fountain was saying the other day that he likes his chances with you 59, 60 yards out. How comfortable are you at that range at this point?
If I'm called on it, I'm comfortable. I think that 60 and in, I'm definitely confident in my ability. I'm a taller guy, so I have a bigger leg than most guys, I think, in this country. And so I definitely am confident in that. And last year, I did well in those situations. Saturday, I had a 57-yarder in the stadium. So, just keep building on that. But, most of the time, it's going to be those shorter ones. And so that's where my focus is. And everything else is kind of just a cherry on top of the cake.
Just messing around, what's the longest you've ever kicked?
I've hit 70-yarders. I hit that actually back in Colorado in high school. But, a lot of guys can do that with some wind in their back and stuff. So, I try not to mess around too much with that. But, I can hit 60-plus pretty easily.
Pretty easily?
Pretty easily, yeah. If I have a fresh leg, I could hit 60-plus. But in a game setting, it'll be 60 and in. I think that's what I'm confident in for sure.
We saw some of those videos of you kicking at the lake on Instagram. You guys kind of do trick shots like that when you get some free time?
That was one of the first ones we did, and yeah, it was just messing around with Will Hastings, who's the backup kicker here. We were just enjoying some time off and stuff, and we had a football, so we figured we'd mess around a little bit. So
how many times did that take to get it right?
It actually took him because he was the one that kicked it second, and he actually did better than me. So he actually hit it in a couple times, but I mean, I think he dropped a couple of my kicks first. So
You mentioned the 70-yarder back in Colorado. How is it any easier with the elevation there than kicking down here?
yeah, I get that question a lot, and I think it the ball does travel a few yards farther. Main differences on kickoffs and stuff, but I mean warm weather helps, so I think a lot of times in season and stuff, if you have a colder game in Colorado, it's not going to help any. So I think it evens out pretty well.
We saw JF3 working as a holder early in practice, and then obviously the battery of you guys is the returning guys of you and Tyler and everybody is returning guys. But what is John kind of adapting to that role?
Just as a backup holder, somebody, because Tyler Stovall, the holder right now, it's his last year, or he'll be a redshirt junior, and his contract with the Braves that they pay for his school is going to end this next year. So it's just something for the future we're thinking about. Just getting him to work on that, and I think he's had a great attitude and really wanted to work hard on that.
Not to give away too much with what you guys do with conversions, but you didn't attempt a 2-point last year. But how regularly do you practice either running or receiving a pass?
I wish we would. Yeah, I mean that's always a kicker's dream, but I mean I don't know.
Daniel, how helpful is it to have the same holder over a long period of time?
I think that's really huge, just to build confidence and trust in each other. Tyler Stovall's done an incredible job, and he's a guy that he's married, and I've developed a really good relationship with him. But he's just there to help me. He's been a great teammate to all the guys, so that's a tribute to him, and that I can trust completely in him.
Daniel, what are your thoughts on Aguayo from Florida State going in the second round? Was that something you were looking at, and is the NFL something that you could look at after this year as a possibility, just based off of that?
There's always a possibility, and that's something I'd have to think about after this season. But for now, I'm just completely focused on the season, and if I don't have the season I want this year, there's no point in me even thinking about that right now. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it, and I think that's that's awesome that a kicker would go in the second round like that. But right now, I'm just wanting to focus on every game that's coming up this season.
You mentioned this every kicker's dream to kind of be looked at on maybe one of these 2-point fakes or something. I mean, how confident are you in your hands if they threw it your way?
Well, I think I've three years in the weight room and stuff. I've bulked up a little and I've gotten a little faster. So I'm trying to claim that I'm an athlete, but I don't know if the coaches have bought it yet. So we'll see. Maybe one day.